Hey guys, and welcome to the night review of this gorgeous 2021 Lexus LC 500 convertible. Yeah, you heard me right. We've lived with this beautiful, beautiful vehicle for the last week. And what we're going to do in today's video is show you what this vehicle looks like at nighttime, show you all the lighting, the cool LED components that they've thrown in on this flagship Lexus model. And if you're curious about just the general details about the LC, we have a full review on our channel which has a test drive as well as covers all of the information, so you might want to go ahead and check that out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out this LC at night. All right, so we're going to start things off tonight by showing you what it looks like when you walk up to the vehicle. Now, it actually doesn't have any approach lighting or anything like that, but when you do push the unlock button, you'll notice that you have your arrowhead LED daytime running lights that will go ahead and turn on, as well as your mirrors that will fold out. And then if we come over here, your door handle will also pop out when you press the unlock button. And then when we get inside here, let's go ahead and start it up and check out the exterior, but listen to this engine sound. It's enough to put a smile on your face any given time of the day. Now, the LC 500 is of course beautiful during the daytime, but it's also gorgeous at night as well. Even though you can't see all the intricate designs, you still can see one of my absolute favorite elements about the front end of this LC, and that's got to be these headlights. So these are probably the coolest headlights equipped on a modern Lexus because they have this triple beam component here. And inside, you'll even notice stuff like a carbon fiber element. We have this silver accenting that goes around it. And then apart from that, we have the separated LED daytime running light. That's the really cool full LED component. And then we also have the turn signal flanking the side right here. So you can definitely tell that this is an LC even at nighttime, even if you can't see any other part of the vehicle. And then as we come around, you'll still be able to see these absolutely gorgeous 21-inch alloy rims. They look great at nighttime as well as in the daytime. Coming to our mirrors, we do have the full equipment that you would expect out of a $120,000 vehicle. So we have the LED turn signal indicators here, as well as auto dimming and blind spot monitoring on both sides. And then if we come around, you're going to have that gorgeous LC look, and of course with the top down it looks so good. But as far as the lighting components that they've put back here, we're also going to have some of the coolest taillights equipped on a modern vehicle, period. As you can see, these are fully LED, and they also have little components that go back that kind of reflect and make cool shapes when you look at them from different angles. It's absolutely a stunning taillight, and it shows it off even better at nighttime. And then we also have our LED turn signal down here that kind of reminisces what you'll see in the front. Finishing off the design, we have our LED license plate lighting. Then if we want to pop open the trunk, we press this button right here, and that will pop it open. And we are going to have one LED bulb back here, so you can see most of what you have in the trunk, no problem, but it could be a little bit brighter if I have a complaint. But now let's go ahead and check out the inside. Alrighty, so walking up to the LC to go on the inside, of course you feel like pretty special when you walk up to this vehicle because it looks so good and everyone's wondering what you do for a living. Now, the mirrors do fold when you walk up to it and push the button to release the door handle. As you can see, if you look inside, obviously there's not going to be any lighting on the roof or anything because it does detach and it's obviously not on right now, but we do have our gauges that kind of partially turn on, as well as a little illumination here on the trim piece on the inside. Now, we also have our lighted skid plates right here, or kick plates, and then we have our switches right here, as well as lighted footwells. They're all going to be LED lights. And then you're also going to notice this right here on the door trim. So we have the ambient lights that turn on at nighttime that trace the really intricate design of the door trim. I'm a huge fan of that. It looks absolutely great at nighttime. But let's go ahead and start it up and see what it looks like with everything powered on. Now the animations that play in the daytime also play here at night, but they look even cooler because you can see them better. And probably the first thing that you're going to notice are these really cool gauges. This is the kind of F-Sport inspired from that original IS gauge cluster that has the physical componentry here that actually slides. So if you push this button right here, you can actually physically move the gauges. How cool is that? And then if we look up a little bit, I don't know why it keeps playing songs. I'm going to try and get you guys to see the head-up display here. It's going to be a little bit difficult to see given the camera. Okay, here we go. And this right here is your head-up display. It's a very large head-up display, and at nighttime you can see it really well. It's very crisp. You have your speed on the right side. You have your RPMs right here, as well as your direction. Then as far as the headlights are concerned, as you would expect, these are some very bright headlights. They're also going to be auto high beams. And speaking of the high beams, let's go ahead and put those on. As you can see, when we turn those on, everything else around you is illuminated very well. And when you corner, this also has cornering lights, so it turns with the steering wheel to illuminate whatever you are cornering. Now this right here is your drive mode selector, so you can just toggle between some different drive modes. As you can see, that changes the look of the gauges. And then as far as everything else is concerned in this cabin, of course it's going to be well illuminated, as you would expect out of a flagship luxury vehicle. So we have our steering wheel controls here with the white lights, as well as our leather wrapped steering wheel cover. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then off here on the side, all of these buttons are also going to be white illuminated. And as you can see, our footwells are still illuminated as well. So you can see those beautiful pedals down there. Now, as far as the center console is concerned, there's not going to be, right now what you're seeing is a street light. So this would be a little bit dark at nighttime, but we do have an LED light back here that helps illuminate what's in the center console. And then this right here is your top control, which that is also illuminated so you can see at night. And then moving up from that, we have our Inform remote touch controller here, the nice little trackpad. It's also well illuminated. And then we have quite possibly the world's best volume knob here. I won't turn it on because it has some copyright music playing, but that's an absolutely amazing volume knob. It's just weighted so phenomenally. It's made out of real metal. And then looking over at our shifter, let me get the seat adjusted here. If we push it over and then up, that's going to put us in reverse. And here's what the reverse camera looks like at nighttime. We're not going to have a 360 camera, but this actually does look pretty good, and it's a good resolution, and we also have the dynamic trajectory, so I found it pretty easy to back up over the course of the last week. Then our park is located right there. Moving up from that, we have our CD controller, CD player here, if you want to put CDs in this. And then above that, we have our climate controls. I like the mix of colors here. We have green as well as blue and red, as well as the white. And when you do adjust stuff, it does pop up in the display as well. And we have our hazard control. And then speaking of the display itself, this is a very nice looking display. It shows up really well at nighttime, even better than in the daytime, and I like how it's integrated within the dashboard. I also want to point out this right here. So we have an analog clock. That's a really nice classy touch. And then right beside it, this trim piece has a gentle light in the bottom corner here that kind of gently illuminates and just makes for a very classy look in this LC. Now finally, moving up top, we have an auto dimming interior mirror, and we also have our HomeLink garage door openers here, and then you have your SOS button. Well guys, that's going to be all for this night review of this stunning LC500 convertible. If you enjoyed watching this, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, if you want to learn more about this LC, we have a full review on our channel as well as a POV drive. So pretty much anything you're going to want for this LC we have on the channel. So be sure to check those out, as well as push the subscribe button and tap the notification bell. But we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.